Good afternoon and welcome back to the channel. We're now on Tuesday. We've come down from the Kelpies, only a matter of 5 miles, 4.8 I think it is, down to the top car park at the wheel, the Falkirk wheel of course, well signposted, and ample parking when the cars aren't parked here, but it's filled up with cars and now it's filling up with motorhomes. There are 3 or 4 more car parks down the bottom. Let's have a walk down. We're booked on at 1:10 for a ride on the boat, so we'll have to get a bit of a giddy on. As you see from the motorhomes, they have a pink ticket in, which you get from the visitors centre. You don't use the machines, you go to the visitors centre and it's £18. As you can see in the distance, there is the canal boat coming to the wheel. That will be our boat that we're getting on in a little over 20 minutes time. So let's have a walk down. As I said, there's plenty of car parks, but this is the only motorhome park at the top here. So there's waste bins, and it's £18 a night, payable, like I said, at the visitor centre, and you get £10 off a breakfast the next morning. So we're going to take that into account and go and have breakfast before we go onward to Moffat tomorrow. Right, down here is the visitor centre. That white building in the distance behind that is a shower block and an Elson point, but you need a pass key, which is £10 deposit. Obviously you get that back when you give the pass key back. The Elson point's down there, and you can use the Elson point up to 9 o'clock in the morning. So I wasn't going to get up early, so I'm going to deploy our spare toilet. We carry a spare cassette, and we're on to Moffat tomorrow, so then we can do our changeover and everything there. I've got plenty of water on board, so all is well in that department. We went down into the visitor centre, nice gift shop. One thing I did find a little funny was there wasn't much in the way of Kelpie stuff at the Kelpies. T-shirts, hoodies, you know, excuse the noise. Don't know what that was all about. Council estate, probably opposite. There's nothing that's wrong with council estates. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought now. Yeah, as I was saying, and it's all down here at the wheel. You can get Kelpie hoodies and all sorts of bits and pieces down here, and I thought they ought to make more of it at the Kelpies than they do. You know, knickknacks and things like that for the visitors, but so be it. A well-stocked gift shop down here rather than at the Kelpies. I bet the Kelpies is all right. A nice cafe down here as well. We're getting down to the bottom at the visitor centre and the cafe. We popped in and had a coffee this morning. Park your motorhome up and then walk down and get a ticket. That's the way to do it, and put your ticket back in. 24 hours for £18, as I said. That's the wheel, as you see. The canal boat's just coming in to the top. For those of you who don't know about the wheel, it replaces the old lock system, canal to canal, and it rotates with a canal boat and water in it. You'll see, and all will be revealed as we get down there. It's quite an engineering feat, it really is. My friend, bless him, Dave and Jane came here, and they didn't have a go on the wheel. It's 16. I think we paid OAP rates. It's about 16 quid. It's 33 quid for me and Diane. It's an hour's trip. We booked online, and I say we're booked on at 1 o'clock. You have to get here 10 minutes before. Just coming round the visitor centre, and through the gates here. Quite busy, even for this time of year. And there it is. The visitor centre's over in that corner for your motorhome tickets, and the cafe and the gift shop and toilets and everything in the block there. And I think this is where you go to queue for the wheel. I think they're queuing already. So, and that's it, it spins. You'll see later on when we do the video, but people are queuing already, so we might just join the queue. And there it is, of course, there's a canal at the top and one at the bottom, and that links the two as it spins round with everything on board. It's a marvellous thing, it really is. But it took some building. Right, we'll do a bit more later on when we get on board. Bye for now. Hello and welcome back to the channel. We're on the boat now. There's some 70 odd people on the boat, maybe 80. We're just about to go into the spinny bit into the lock itself that goes up. As you see to the left, there's a visitor centre. We timed it this morning and it was about 5 minutes when it's all ready to rotate. And of course it lifts the whole thing up complete with water and everything. So you assume behind us is like a lock gate. Goes, otherwise it'll leak. Up beyond those trees at the top there, that's the top car park where we are.
Very important puppies. A warm welcome to sunny Falkirk and the Falkirk Wheel, the world's one and only rotating boat lift. And welcome on board the passenger vessel Archimedes here. My name's Brian, I'll be a member of your crew here today. Our skipper at the back is Gary. All hail Gary! Your life is in his hands.
Oh dear.
Gates are about to close here at the back, and then it's our intention to exchange places with the top gondola directly above your head here. Ooh. Once we get to the top, the gates will go down. We will sail along the aqueduct, through the pinch point, underneath the Antonine Roman wall, the very extent of the Roman Empire here in south of Scotland, built 142 AD. It's also a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And then we'll sail through Roughcastle Tunnel, which is named after a Roman fort about 10 minutes walk through the forest here. Onwards through to the South Basin, we'll do a slight turn there, and you'll see the lock gates that go up onto the Union Canal. If you weren't aware already, the Union Canal at the top goes all the way to Edinburgh, and the canal to your rear is the Forth and Clyde Canal, the world's first coast-to-coast ship canal. You've got to be careful when I say that. But we're not designed to go up onto the Union Canal there, so we'll do a quick about turn, and we'll head back to the top gondola, where I'll come back and I'll point out some of the viewpoints we can see, and then answer some of your many questions. So just let this gentleman here, thinking caps on now. Okay? But before all that happens, safety first. Since we are on a passenger vessel, I'm going to play an audio presentation for you that's going to give you a good overview of the wheel, how it came to be, how it all works, and a lot of history context. Okay? But we should have a good 70-mile radius of view today, even though it is a bit breezy at the top here. And we do encourage photography here on board, so you are able to open the windows if you so choose. The way to do that is to stand, face the window, lift, and then do the latches with your thumbs and lower. Don't drop it. You break it, you pay for it. Okay? And then, excuse me. So please, since we are on the move, do not stick your camera, your head, or your husband out the window because if it goes kersploosh, we're not going in for it. Okay? Only time we do that is near Christmas time when the wheel has its maintenance period. We form an extended line, check all the fish stocks, form another extended line, pick up all the cameras and iPhones and go straight to the cash container. Help pay for the Christmas party. Otherwise than that, sit back, relax, enjoy the journey, see if you can spot the kelpies. If not, I will point them out on the way back. Okay? Thanks very much.
No.
But you might see what do we go home. I could do something.
Meters above our starting point on the Forth and Clyde Canal. We're now moving at 4 miles an hour over the reinforced concrete aqueduct. There's just over 100 meters between here and the tunnel, dead ahead of us. We'll go right through that and turn around before heading back and taking a look at the view that's right behind you now. You might have noticed that there are 2 tourist boats in service at the Falkirk Wheel, each with slightly strange names. Archimedes and Antonine. Did you see which one you are on today when you got on? Those special names were chosen for a reason. They're both important parts of the wheel's identity. First, Archimedes. He was a scholar and mathematician in ancient Greece who discovered something that's very important for the operation of the wheel.
Any floating object displaces its own weight of fluid.
Okay, that might need a bit of explanation. Archimedes' principle says that when an object is placed in water, for example the boat you are sitting in now, it displaces its exact own weight in water. The amount of water that moves out of the way to make room for us is equal in weight to the boat itself. That might sound quite simple, but it's actually really important for the smooth operation of the Falkirk wheel. Each gondola, that's the big tub of water we just travelled up in, holds 250 tons of water. When our boat sailed in, we pushed about 60 tons of water. That is the weight of the boat and its fuel and all the people in it, out meaning that the gondola then had 190 tons of water and 60 tons of boat in it. So the contents of the gondola still weigh 250 tons. The clever part is that the other gondola will also weigh exactly 250 tons as well. We are evenly balanced with them. And that means that it only takes a tiny bit of energy to get us moving around the central core of the wheel. We're balancing each other out. So while you might think it would take a lot of energy to lift 250 tons of steel, water, boat and even you up the 27 metres we just came, it actually took just a small push. About the same amount of energy as boiling 8 electric kettles. That's enough for a cup of tea, each for everyone on the boat. We haven't got time for a cuppa now, but you can get one down at the visitor centre afterwards while you watch the wheel going round again. Another really clever part of the wheel are the cogs. You can't see them as they're inside the workings, but these huge jagged wheels and sensors stop us from tipping over as we move up and down around the wheel. When the designers were putting the plans for the Falkirk wheel together, they were confident it would work on paper, but they weren't exactly sure. This is the first rotating boat lift in the world after all. So to test their theory out, they built a small-scale model out of Lego to see how it went. Fortunately, the principle worked and the design was commissioned. As we get close to the tunnel ahead, you'll note that we're in a rather charming landscape. At some times of the year, the pool to your left is home to herons. The canal system stretching across Scotland is home to over 30 varieties of aquatic plants, 15 species of mollusks, over 30 types of water flea, and even freshwater sponges. Plus the ducks and swans. It's been known for fish to swim into the gondola at the bottom and travel up to the Union Canal with us. Of course, they displace their own weight too. And there are footpaths here as well, leading up into the woods. You can walk along these later if you like. On the right side of the boat, as we enter the tunnel, you'll see a sign reading Rough Castle Tunnel. A castle? You can't see a castle near here. That's because we're about to travel underneath it. Well, almost. There's a Roman castle fort on the hill really quite close by. It was placed there around the year 143 AD as part of a network of military bases built by the Romans to defend the area. These forts were linked by a wall, running right the way across the width of Scotland. For a lot of its distance, this system of forts and walls follows the rough route of the Forth and Clyde Canal, linking the east and west sides of the country. Only the canals were designed to make transport and communication across the country easier. The castle forts were built by the military to control people and keep them out of the northern border of what was then the Roman Empire. Now you'll almost certainly be aware of another Roman emperor, best known for his wall in northern England. The wall above you now wasn't built by Hadrian though. It was constructed during the reign of Emperor Antoninus Pius. It's known as the Antonine Wall, and that's the name of our other boat, Antonine. Skip forward 1600 years, and this landscape, instead of being a conflict zone, was one of rapid industrial expansion. The Forth and Clyde Canal, that's the one behind us at the bottom of the lift, was started in the 1770s and followed the route originally surveyed by John Smeaton. It opened in 1790 and quickly became one of the most important trading and transport links across Scotland. It was the world's first sea-to-sea ship canal, joining the River Clyde and Glasgow in the west to the River Forth and the North Sea in the east. And the addition of the Union Canal, that's the one we're sailing on now, in 1822 meant Glasgow and Edinburgh were linked by waterways. This all meant that unprecedented amounts of trade were now possible, not only between Glasgow and Edinburgh, but also with the rest of Northern Europe and the world. In the 1830s, 200,000 people each year travelled between the two cities. One operator offered
The express service in
There's a bit of chaos here. We've got through the tunnel and the engine's broke. It's just told us all to evacuate.
Hello there, everybody.
Just hang on.
Take a wee seat again, everything's fine. I'm not sinking, everything's fine. Just take a wee seat and I'll explain what's going to happen. Everybody just sit in your seats, relax. Right, here's what's going to happen. We've developed a problem with the prop. As some of you probably heard it squealing. So it's either the bearings went on the prop or the motors went. But anyway, everything's fine. We've just lost drive. We've still got our bow stern thrusters. So what's going to happen is we're going to sit here. There's another boat coming up. So the plan is it's going to tie up in front of us and we'll get some of the passengers off. It's maybe walking difficulties and things like that, right? We can take 40 on the other boat. We're bringing a van up as well, so if we've got any pocket need assistance getting it, we'll get them off in the van. Now the stronger ones amongst you, we might have to walk down. But it's your choice. If you feel like you can walk down, we'll assist you to walk down. But if you can't, well, we'll bring the van back up and we'll slowly get everybody down, okay? If anybody's got any wee doggies, and if they need to go for a wee tinkle on the grass, if you come out, you can wander up and down here. But wait till one dog comes in, the other dog goes out. No water that. So if anybody wants to speak to Brian, same as yourself, you can walk the dog up and do the grass. But if everybody else just stays on the boat, what I'll do is I'll just play the rest of the audio. So he's having a listen, right? And once that's finished, I'll switch. I can't decide that. If anybody's got any other concerns, speak to me.
So basically we've got to walk back. They're sending another boat, as you've heard, for the infirm and all that, but I think I managed to walk back, I think, and a van's coming for the rest of us. 10-minute walk, 10-minute, quarter of an hour. So we'll have a walk back through the tunnel. We'll take you with us. Good afternoon. We're setting off walking back. There's our stricken vessel with everybody on it. There is another boat on its way, as you've probably heard, but we've opted to walk. I needed a bit of exercise, honest. So we'll take you with us on our Tuesday walk. Yeah, it's all exciting stuff. They said you'd call at the visitor centre and say he was on the boat, you might get a refund, but that's we'll have to see about that, won't we? I don't know. I suppose it's worth a try. So of course this is through the I don't know if the camera was still running. I thought I put it on pause, but I think it was still running. Whether we've edited that or not, I don't know. But this is the tunnel we came through before we broke down. Something to do with the prop, as you heard. And I think this is under some, did he say some castle above? Antonine Wall and a Roman, a Roman, is that a Roman? A Roman fort, not a Roman fort. All good stuff. So we don't get to go back down the wheel. That's the thing. We've come up the wheel. Pardon me. We don't get to go back down the wheel, which is a shame. But one of those things. Like I said, there's probably about 80 people on board. Yes, you can hear the ducks.
Magda to the rescue.
Yeah. There we are. One of each. Now there ahead, look, you can see this end of the wheel. There we are, back out into daylight, of course. So
Look at that view.
yeah, like he said, it was quite a nice view, and it said apparently he was going to point out you can see the kelpies from here, where of course we were yesterday.
Straight down if you want the visitor centre.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Want to have a wee look at the view. You can have
Right.
a wander before you go.
you want to have a look at the view?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go. Thank you.
I've no idea. Can we get down that way? No, I go down this way.
As you see down there is the visitor centre. It's not too far anyway, really, and all downhill, of course. A nice view of Scotland. And the motorhome park, of course, just there. So it's not so far away. It seemed a long way in the boat, but it's not that far, really. Sounds like our Curly's having a bit of a splutter. Should see Billy any moment now, hiding over there somewhere. Yes, over there near that def left, and squeezed next to another best car, of course. Ah, now there you are. It's a nice view of the wheel from up here, of course. That's as far as we can go, of course, without safety equipment. There you go, that's the visitor centre, the arch building down there, and of course the workings of the wheel from this side, of course. And a view. Can't quite see the kelpies. I was going to point that out on the way back. I can't quite see them from here, but there we go. That's where we came, through there, and drop down at the other end. Bye for now. Good afternoon and a warm welcome back to the channel. Sorry about all the turmoil. We went up in the lift and we went to the turning round point at the other end, as you may have gathered, and the boat broke down. So there was only 40 could come on the reserve boat and so many in a minibus. We decided to walk back. It wasn't that far, as you've probably seen. But fair play to a shout out for Falkirk Wheel. We had a free coffee when we got back. I was sat having a coffee and I got an email saying a refund is on its way in the next couple of days due to the banks. You know what they're like, these banks. So a full refund, which was absolutely spot on in my view. Fair play to the Falkirk Wheel people. And so I've, with the refund, I've spoilt my wife and bought her a Highland cow chain. Bless her. When I got back, I noticed, and I'll show you in a second when we do the old turning around thing. This morning I noticed that the good old waste on these Swifts is very low, and I noticed it had pulled out of its screws. The old turning around trick, do you reckon? I just tried it twice and it's worked straight away. So let's go. And it works straight away. Marvellous. Must be the Scottish air. Right on these Swifters, you see where the mat is? I've been under there, and there's 4 screws hold that up to the underfloor. One of the screws was on the floor just here, so it's finally giving way. So I've put 3 screws in. Now what I do is I put some silicone over the screw heads, so if they do work loose or it hits a bump anywhere, speed bump, and knocks it off, it holds the screw in, because there they could easily jump into your back tyre and have a puncture. So I've just repaired that and siliconed the screws and silicone around the bracket, so all should be good. Tomorrow, as we overlook the Falkirk wheel here, tomorrow we could go along to Glasgow and down the 74 and M74 and on to Moffat, but I used to come up and down to Edinburgh from the Isle of Man, and I used to come up the 702, and it's a nice run, it really is, but we've got rain tomorrow so I don't know whether it will be, but we're going to head back to Edinburgh, down the 702, a little bit down the M74 or I think it's the M74 to Moffat. It's one junction down, I think, so that's the route we're taking tomorrow. A couple of days at Moffat and on to Dunfermline. So obviously we're going to take you with us. Diane's going to take some pictures tonight of the lights after last night, you know, me being up so late. I don't feel the need to do it again tonight, so Diane might have a walk out later on, she's not quite so sure. If you ever come here, maybe the best place to park is at the end. I didn't think when I come all these spaces were empty, and I could have parked over here because of course you get a beautiful view of the Falkirk wheel from here. We're parked a little bit further down, obviously near the other Beskar, but that's just one tip. If you park at this end you get a beautiful view of the Falkirk wheel. When we was on the wheel, they said coming back you could see the kelpies, but of course we walked back, so I wasn't sure. We couldn't see. We had a good look while I was up there, but we couldn't see the kelpies, but never mind. That's just one of those things, you know, it all seems to happen to us. It's out of their control. It was something, a bearing had gone at the back of the boat or something. I don't know quite what it was, but hey ho, that's how it happens, you know. But again, a shout out to the Falkirk wheel people, immediate refund. I can't say any more than that. Brilliant, really are. So that's it for today, and we'll see you at Moffat tomorrow, or maybe Thursday. A little bit of washing. We might have a few sherbets tomorrow for a change, and I might just sit out in the sun because it's quite nice, although it's a bit breezy this evening. I might have a sit out and a couple of beers this evening. Right, that's all for now. Enough of me waffling on. I will speak to you soon. So goodbye from the Falkirk wheel. Bye now.